Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Marisa and today I'm going to set up a 2021 and January bullet journal. For this I decided to get the Archer and Olive journal because they do really well with not bleeding and anything like that, so I picked up this one. I got it in this beautiful cream color. Online it was described as white, but it's definitely cream in person, but I still love it and I really love the gold on the edges. I decided to start a bullet journal this year because I've been facing a lot in 2020. I know a lot of people have, but my 2021 has really had a rough start, especially with COVID, and I wanted to do something that was positive for myself, so that's why I decided to start this journal. Now I know I'm a bit late. I filmed this right before the second week of January, and I didn't really get to fill out the first week, so you're going to see later on I didn't do a weekly spread for the first week of January because I didn't see the point in drawing it out if I'm not going to use it, but I do plan on keeping up with the rest of the year, so I still wanted to start this anyway. Even though I'm missing a week, I didn't think it really mattered. So at first, I decided to sketch everything in pencil. I thought it'd be a better idea because this is the first time I've ever tried bullet journaling, and as a beginner, I think it's better to sketch it in pencil so that you can fix it later on. And then I decided to use these Pigma Micron pens. I've seen that they're quite popular, and I really like how they don't smudge, so I use this for practically most of my spreads. Also, by the way, if you notice that my hands look really burnt and red, it's because, like I said, there's been a lot of COVID in my life at the moment, and I've had to do a lot of cleaning and bleaching, and those are bleach burns on my hands. So just try to ignore those. I'm healing my hands now though. I've got a good hand cream, doing my best. So for the 2021 page, like the front cover, I decided to stick with something simple. For the theme, I just kind of wanted to go for something floral and delicate, nothing too bold or like alarming. I guess I really need something that feels calming and relaxing, and I feel like flowers and leaves are just really simple doodles that can look really nice and gentle, so that's why I decided to go with those. If you're thinking that this looks really difficult and complicated for a beginner's work, I'm telling you it's not. I literally just Googled flower doodles and drew the ones that I liked, and some of them I made up. Like some of these leaf patterns are completely random. I'm pretty sure these plants don't actually exist. I just drew random things. So I'm sure you can do that too. Just look up on Google Images anything that you like, and then you can just sketch it out and make it really messy. It doesn't have to be neat at all. It's just something to give the page a little bit of decoration. And then I decided to go and fix my mistakes with a white gel pen because even though I did everything in pencil, when you go in with the pen, it's still not perfect. So a white gel pen really is an easy way to cover up mistakes. And on to the next spread. I wanted to do something that was like a reflection of 2020 and a looking ahead at 2021. So that's why I decided to make a little box called What I Learned in 2020. And I'm still not sure what I've learned. It's been a very stressful year, so obviously I'm just gonna like write down and think of, what have I gone through, what has stood out, and what do I need to take with me to the next year, And for my 2021 goals, Honestly, I don't have goals at the moment. My dad has COVID and he's in the hospital. My mom has COVID and I'm taking care of her. And it's quite a sad, lonely world at the moment. So I'm not making any big 2021 goals because I don't know what my 2021 is going to look like right now. But I wanted to make the box here anyway, and when I do think of goals, I am going to fill them in. It'll just be when I'm ready, because right now, my life's a mess, and I've got a lot going on, and I'm too busy to be thinking about goals. I decided to use some craft paper throughout this journal, at least in the beginning. I really like the look of it. It just adds like a little something extra to the page without adding too much color. I'm not really into like big, bright, bold colors. I like things neutral, and I thought this would just bump it up a bit. And then I'm also using the Tombow dual brush pens to create shadows, and I use them a little later for shading things in. And then again, I decided to sketch out what I wanted to write in pencil before I went in with the white gel pen, because coming up with different fonts and things that you like is quite timely, and I didn't want to mess it up in gel pen and then have to peel off the paper and go back in. So it's definitely okay to take your time in pencil, especially as a beginner if you're new to bullet journaling. Now, onto the reading log. I am not a reader. I know I've seen some people do reading logs or entire reading journals, and people read up to like 50 books a year or 100 books a year. That's really not me. I've never been a big reader, but I do want to read more. So I decided to give myself a goal of 10 books this year. I know that seems so small and pathetic, but honestly, I don't even read one book a year. So I thought 10 books is quite an ambitious goal, but it's not too ambitious to where I couldn't achieve it. So that's why I decided to draw 10 blank books, and then I will write in the title every time I've finished a book. And yeah, just 10 books is good for me. I'm not a big reader, but like I said, I want to do more reading. Hopefully that will keep me off of, my phone and laptop too much. I'd like a break from those things, especially since we're all still quarantining for a decent amount of this year, I'm sure. And it's better to do other activities besides just staring at screens, Also, because I'm a beginner at bullet journaling, I also just wanted to show that you can create like a really cute artistic design really simply without having to put a lot into it. I mean, this bookshelf, it's literally just a bunch of lines and squares. It's not anything fancy. And the plants, again, are just like little round squiggles. Like the flowers are not even flowers. Like in that pot, they are literally just wiggly blobs. So you can do something really easy just to make it look as if there was more effort put into it. And I also decided to include washi tape. I honestly thought washi tape was the weirdest thing when I started watching bullet journaling videos. I didn't really understand it. It's just there. It doesn't have any purpose other than aesthetic. But I actually don't mind it. I saw some ones that I liked and decided to include them in this journal, and it does actually add to the page a bit and make it look a little bit more interesting. And now on to the next spread. So I know a lot of people do brain dumps, but personally, I just don't like the sound of that. Like, dump isn't exactly a nice word, so I thought I would create an idea board. I'm basically going to use it the exact same way as a brain dump, where anytime there's something on your mind, you have a plan, you have an idea, you can just write it down on one big page. But I just decided to call it an idea board because I thought that sounded nicer. And again, I'm just doing the same flower doodles I did on the 2021 page. I just wanted to do something simple in the middle, but something that stood out, because I feel like an idea board or a brain dump can look very plain and bland, and I still wanted it to look interesting. And again, I decided to sketch out the font. I was thinking of doing just like a simple bold lettering, but I really wanted to do something a little more elegant, so I went back to that cursive font, and I really like how it turned out. You can see I clearly am struggling to write that last letter. I don't know why, it was really difficult for me to get it to look right. So that is why it's great to go in with pencil first. And then because I'm writing on black paper, I decided to use a black pen to fix my mistakes. And then I just added a little bit of washi tape so it didn't look so plain. Now the next spread, I know a lot of people call this a future log. I decided to call it a 2021 overview because I don't have that much planning for the future. I don't really have a lot of scheduled events that come up that I need to write down. So I wanted to fit all 12 months onto this one double page spread. And it just leaves me with a little bit of room to write down anything important. I don't have, like I said, I don't have a lot of things, but if there's like someone's birthday that I need to remember, or a specific day related to my university stuff, then I can just write it down here, because obviously when you're doing a bullet journal, you don't fill out all of the months up to December in advance, you do it as you go along. So that's why I thought I would include a spread like this, but I decided to only fit it on 2 pages because I really don't have a lot of events to write down. And on to January. So for January's theme, I wanted to do something that was relaxing to me. I know a lot of people do like a wintry theme, but I live in Southern California and it's sunny all day every day, so for me a wintry theme just made no sense for January. I thought of doing coffee and tea as my theme because for me coffee and tea is just relaxing, it's calming, and I've had a really horrible start to the year, so I just needed something that made me feel relaxed. And I decided to do a quote page next to it, and I love this quote. I found it on the Motivation app. I don't know who it's by, it didn't say, but it says, "Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end." And this quote was one of the most amazing things I've heard in the beginning of this year, and it's exactly what I needed to hear. Obviously, I hope that everything with my family will be okay, but you often hear everyone telling you it's going to be okay, but you don't actually know what the end result is going to be. And I guess it's kind of reassuring to hear that if it's not okay in the end, it's not the end yet. So that's why I decided to use this quote for January, because it's very fitting to my situation. Oh, and also, because I know I'm a beginner at this and I'm not the best, I decided to switch up the fonts to make it look a little bit like there was more effort put into this page. So obviously the first word and the last word are the same cursive fonts that I used for the January heading. And then the really thin lettering where it says "will be in the end is not okay," I literally just tried something out in pencil. I didn't look up a font or how to do it. I just kind of made something loopy and simple. And then the other words I wrote really bold just to make it look a bit different and make it stand out. When I was doing this title page for January, you'll see I kind of picked a weird color to shade the mug, and I wish I had picked something different. You'll see later on in the rest of my January that I didn't use that same color to shade the mugs because it didn't look nice. You'll see what I'm talking about. So next for my January spread, I wanted to do a monthly overview page. Now I know a lot of bullet journalers use a 2-page spread to summarize the entire month, but for me, like I said, I don't have tons of things to write out like daily or anything, so I thought I would stick it to just 1 page, and that's perfect for me. I love having a monthly overview so that I can write important things down, like when I next have an exam, I have an appointment, something going on, but I don't need an entire 2-page spread. And this size calendar is literally perfect for me. It's enough for me to write down when my exams are and anything important, but it doesn't take up a whole 2 pages. And I decided to go back to the ripped paper. I know the ripped paper, I intended it to be just for the 2021 setup, but I really liked how it looked, so I thought I'd include it in my January theme as well. I do think the ripped paper, at least the craft paper, that color matches the coffee and tea theme really well, so that's why I thought I'd include it. When I was writing out January, I realized that the Y at the end doesn't really fit on the black paper properly, and I was trying to make it fit, but it just looked too squashed. So I did most of the lettering in the white gel pen, but the part of the Y that extended onto the white page, I did in a black pen. and I actually really like how it looked. I thought it looked really cool. And then I decided to draw a cute little coffee latte thing with some swirls and some coffee beans. I thought it looked really cute. And I decided to give a shadow to the calendar because I thought it just made it pop out of the page a bit. Now the next page is my mood tracker. I thought a mood tracker was such a cool idea, and I looked up different coffee themed mood trackers that people had done, and I found a lot of people doing this on Pinterest, and I didn't really want to copy other people, but I just thought it was so cute and so perfect, so I decided to do it myself. So basically at the bottom, I decided to give myself 4 moods that are really happy, content, meh, and sad. That's basically my layout for my different moods. And I'm going to color the beans different colors, and then obviously I have left space for 31 coffee beans to color in, and basically each day I'll color in whatever my mood was. And I actually love that I have it set up next to my calendar, so when I look back and I review January, I can see if there were specific events that affected my mood. And I think the 2-page spread looks really great together, just the calendar and then the mood tracker right next to it. I just think it looks really good together. So like I said in the beginning, I didn't do a week 1 for my January spread just because I didn't see the point in drawing an entire weekly spread that I wasn't going to use. I thought it'd be more time efficient if I just went straight into week 2. So that's what I'm doing on this spread, just going from Monday through Sunday. And when I say week 2, I mean like starting the 11th, because week 1 of January was just like 2 days. So I didn't really count that. I wasn't planning on doing that anyway, so for me the 4th was going to be week 1, but obviously I didn't get around to it. I had a lot going on, so we're just starting this off from the 11th of January. When I was doing this spread, I decided that I changed my mind about the font that I used for the headings. So you'll see I just go in with this big fat pen. It was like 1:30 in the morning when I was filling this out, and I was getting kind of lazy at this point. So I just went in with a big fat pen and gave it a bit of a shadow with a fine liner. And then I like to use the grey pen just to add shadows and lines to all of the pots and stuff as well. And then I just wrote the dates in the corner, thought that'd be easier. And then I finished it off with a little bit of washi tape. So that's it. Let's just do a quick flip through. I wanted to keep it simple for 2021, the beginning, and I just wanted to put in here what I thought was essential for me. I know that a lot of people do a lot of different spreads and they include so many things, but for me, because this is my first time bullet journaling, I just wanted to include what I thought I'd actually use, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. If you like how this looks, please subscribe and ring the bell. I do plan on showing the rest of my January spreads, and I plan on updating with February and the future months too. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed.